a macro, right?
Find LED. It looks for it.
It looks for it and replaces LED everywhere in our program with a 3. Boom, we pre-processed it. Now we're going to compile it, right? So translate into machine code, and after that is linking. Don't worry about linking.
One question though. Why wouldn't you already have changed it to a 3, by the way?
What do you mean?
Well, you said you already compiled it. Why didn't you just change the LED just to a 3?
You mean instead of put LED here, just erase it and put 3 personally?
Yeah, because that's what that's what you're doing.
The preprocessor does it for us. It replaces everywhere it sees LED, and it replaces it with 3.
Alright.
Because later in the code, you might want to affect that LED later, and you'll have to remember that it's on port number 3. Whereas, because you've already defined it as 3, you can just put LED, and it'll change it to a 3.
Alright.
It's easier than keeping track of all the digital ports, yes. Okay, so there's 2 functions here, though, that are already defined for us. We don't have to worry about how they work. So let's talk about them. The first one is pin mode. What we're doing is saying pin mode 13 and setting its output. What we need to do, we're dealing with digital ports right now.
13, by the way?
3. Did I say 13?
Yes. Say it again.
Pin mode 3 output. Before you start using digital ports, you need to tell the port how you're going to use it. And you can either use a digital port as an input, or you can use a digital port as an output. And what we're going to do is we're going to make port 3 an output. And that means the only thing we can do is write values to that port. We can't read values from it. Unless somewhere else in our code we reset it to an input, which is legal. So it's an output, and that's the end of the setup. So we insert the loop.
Okay.
And we say digital write, port 3, LED, high. And what that's going to do is it's going to send a high value through port 3, and assuming you connected an LED to it, it's going to turn the LED on.
With how many volts?
High is, with the Arduino, 3.3 volts.
I was going to say 5.
It varies. You know how electricity is inconsistent. There's pretty much 2. High is like a preprocessor. That's already been defined for you.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been built into the language, so really this is going to get interpolated with a value that represents 5 volts, which is really just going to be 1. So it sends the 3.3 volts or the 5 volts, I don't even remember, to pin 3, and it's going to turn it on. And it comes to the end, does it again and again and again and again, and that means is that it's going to stay on the light permanently until you unplug the power.
Okay.
Pretty simple, right?
Okay, what's the difference? Okay. What's the difference between pin mode? Like, you named it that, right? That's it?
This has been defined by the people who wrote the language. You have to call this pin mode. What this function does is we tell it which port we're dealing with, and we're telling it how we want to deal with it.
And digital write?
Digital write is writing either on or off to the port.
The digital port.
A digital port. From there.
Okay.
Yep, those are 2 functions. And you have to set the pin mode for a digital port, always. If you don't set the pin mode, like this didn't exist, then you're going to get some